Hallo, matin va, fescar ma, agus ciad milla filcha. Falcha gu Gaelic le Joseph. Jane Tanamahorum is Misha Joseph. Catcha veil me, hami an alaba, hami a furach an paisley. Ha e fur an alaba, ha e fluch an alaba. An Jew, an paisley, ha e fur agus fluch. Kevin is Heather, ha iad iansachach Gaelic. Catcha veil iad, ha iad furach an America, Ohio. Gemar a hau an Jew, hami gle va. Vami chin an J, ach an Jew, hami gle va. Chanjel mi chin an Jew. Hami shin, chanjel mi og. Heather is Kevin, ha iad og. Gle og. An Jew, hami ag oper an tai. Hami an tai acum an paisley. Sa chitchen, ha e bla. Ach ha e fur an office acum. Good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to another Gaelic with Joseph. Well, for those of you who are listening for the first time, you might be a little bit confused with all of that Gaelic in the beginning. It's all stuff that we've done already. So if you don't know it, I suggest you go back and you have a little review of the things that we've learnt in the last number of lessons. I started off by saying matin va, fescar ma, agus ciad milla filcha. And that simply means good morning, good afternoon, and 100,000 welcomes. Today we're going to talk about drinks. We're going to talk about different types of drinks, and we're also going to be asking, what would you like? So to begin, one of the easiest words in Gaelic is tea. So how do you say tea, please? Mashey tully is please. Mashey tully. Tea, mashey tully. So you can simply say tea, please, if you walk into a coffee shop or a tea shop. Mashey tully translates as if you please. So tea, if you please, is the way you can just directly ask for it. You don't need to say, oh, I would like a tea. Simply, tea, if you please. Tea, mashey tully. And as you would expect with Gaelic, there's an informal way of saying that as well if you're talking to your friends. So we already mentioned mashey tully. Sometimes that can be pronounced as mashey tully. Mashey tully. Mashey tully. Mashey tully. Mashey tully is the informal way of saying it. Mashey tully. So tea, mashey tully, is what you might say to your wife or your child. So, tea, coffee, chocolate, I'm smiling because chocolate is spelled very strangely in Gaelic. As you'll see, if you look at the vocabulary, it's actually teoclaid, chocolate. Sùgh orains is orange juice. Of course, it would be very strange to have. Of course, it would be very strange to have a tea without asking for a cup of tea. So, the word for cup, cuppa, cuppa. Just like the English, and some people pronounce it as cúpa, cúpa tea. Okay, so a cup of tea. So, a black coffee, cofaidh, a black coffee. Geal, a white coffee. Cofaidh, agus geal. Geal mashey toile. Geal mashey toile. So, just to be clear on this, mashey toile, toile, but some people say mashey toile, toile. Okay, so it's the same except for the middle bit, which is or do. And the pronunciation can be mashey or mashey. When you go to a coffee shop, usually the person will ask you first what you want. The verb for want in Gaelic is iarraidh. You can use the verb to want whenever you're talking around the house. As you know, to say want is like any other verb in Gaelic, and that is, you have to say it in the continuous, a wanting, a doing. We discussed this before, that verbs, when we say them, usually are said in the continuous. I am a working, hami a koper. I am a learning, hami a yansachich. And it's no different here. It's iarraidh, which literally translated means a wanting. So if you're in a shop, in the kitchen, talking to your family, you can use hami iarraidh, I want. So, how do we say, what do you want? Because that's what the man is going to ask. Jehashiv iarraidh. Jehashiv iarraidh. What do you want? Or of course, if it's a family member, they might say Dehau iarraidh. Dehau iarraidh. Or Dehahu iarraidh, depending on how well they're speaking. Jehashiv iarraidh. Jehashiv iarraidh. What do you want? Hami iarraidh. And then you can say what you want. Hami iarraidh, cup of tea. Mashey toile. Mashey toile. Cofaidh agus geal. Do you remember the word with? So you could say, for example, cup of tea, le, with bainne. Bainne is milk. Bainne. Siùcar is sugar. Siùcar. So, le siùcar or gun siùcar. And of course, once you have your coffee, you can say many thanks. Moran tang or tapaliv or tapalit. So, de has shiv iarraidh, hami iarraidh, cup of tea. Hamíagírí cofaidh agus cofaidh geal. Bainne siùcar. And you get all your drinks, and you can say, well, of course, you'd have to say please, wouldn't you? Mashey or toile at the end. And then they give you what you want, and you can say, morantang, many thanks. Toile, to be polite. Toile, to be more familiar. And then you might hear, beatha. You're welcome. Beatha. Beatha. You could just ask for a pint if you want a pint of beer. For those of you who know Scottish culture, if you go into a pub and ask for a pint, they know exactly that it's beer that you want. You don't need to explain. But of course, you have to tell them what type of beer you want. But the word for pint is pinnt. Pinnt. I'm guessing this wouldn't always work even in Scotland, because if you go to a Chinese restaurant, the chances are they're not going to be speaking Gaelic. So if you go to a Chinese restaurant and you say, hamíagírí chicken and fried rice, they might say, what? And of course, if they do speak Gaelic, they might say, sibh agírí. Sibh agírí. Sibh agírí. And you can say chicken and fried rice. And if they speak Gaelic, maybe they wouldn't understand, and they would say sibh agírí or sibh agírí. D or J. Okay, depends on your accent there. And mashey or toile, of course, after you say chicken and fried rice, mashey or toile, or mashey toile. And then you might, if you're lucky, get what you want. Okay. So, next time you go to a Chinese restaurant in Scotland, you can say, Feskelma. And they'll probably say Feskelma back. Then they'll say, sibh agírí. Or if it's your mother, she might say, agírí. And you can say, hamíagírí cup of tea. Bainne siùcar. Mashey or toile, or if it's your mother, you can say mashey toile or mashey toile. Okay, and see what kind of response you get to that. And that's really all I wanted to say today. So now you know some of the ways to order drinks next time you're in Scotland. Don't forget the morantang or toile, if it's more informal. So let's just recap on some of the phrases we've done today. What do you want? Sibh agírí. Agírí. Hamíagírí. 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 I want. Mashey or toile. Mashey toile. Morantang. Toile. Cofaidh agus cofaidh geal. Bainne siùcar. Sibh or beatha. You're welcome.